Hey, our #1 field reporter is back. I actually sent him an email. I was like, dude, I've run out of Steve, so I need you to come to the rescue. And come to the rescue he did. Our boy Frank Williams. And this is his Steve. What happened?
I grabbed my phone, put it up to my face like I was going to talk into my phone.
Really?
I'm losing it today, man.
Okay. Frank Williams, Steve.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. Superman. No.
It's Steve.
Spears and Steinberg.
You know what the it is?
Aries and Andy. Chewing the jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut, cold. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Scribe, we lit.
There's levels to this. Before you was on your mama.
Aries Spears don't give a fuck.
We talk about race a lot, racism. Much love to my loyal bag holders.
Rollers, loaders.
We got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
Glad to have you back, Frank.
Yep. I hope that wasn't the kryptonite to our podcast.
No, come on. Now be nice.
No, not his thing. Just the Steve.
Oh, okay. Pa.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, my God.
Are you feeling it? You all right?
I don't know what happened. I ate that.
You want some Adderall?
No.
Is Adderall aspirin?
No.
You don't know what Adderall is?
No, I know it.
No, what is it?
It's like diet
stimulant.
meth.
No, it's a stimulant. It's people who are on
It's an
with
amphetamine.
ADHD take it.
It's the drug everyone does in college.
What does it do for you?
It's a stimulant.
Makes you focus.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Is it legal?
Yeah, I got a prescription.
Oh,
I don't know if we should be talking about this, but yeah.
Well, if you have a prescription,
If
you
you
can
want
talk
some.
about it. You can't just say you're handing out like candies.
Sarcastically, wink, wink, if you want some.
Derek DeForest, Beavis or Butthead? Hey, A&A, I'm not sure why everyone thinks Mark is gay, but having said that, when Mark first spoke, did I read this? No, I couldn't have.
No.
After being introduced, I thought to myself, is he Beavis or Butthead? Then I realized that he's Beavis because Andy is clearly the Butthead for constantly talking in circles and making excuses for Trump that border on ridiculous. Andy, I do not doubt that you're a good man with a good heart. I truly believe that, and there is nothing wrong with optimism. However, maybe it's the black gene in me that's learned to recognize a con man from a mile away. In my opinion, you seem to lack the vision required to see the real billionaire agenda that's playing out right in front of us. Trump is a con man working to take advantage of this window of opportunity to ensure long-term financial gain without any obstacles or accountability. He doesn't give a damn about America. America is just a tool to be used to further his agenda. But oh well, as my man Michael McDonald sings, what a fool believes he sees. Didn't mean this to turn into another rant against Andy, but just recently listened to show 663. Love you guys. Peace out. Yeah.
I need TP for my bunghole.
Oh, is that a line from Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah.
What is it?
I need TP for my bunghole.
You need TP for my bunghole?
Uh-huh.
The fuck does that mean?
He needs TP. He needs toilet paper. I need TP for my bunghole. Well, we have no bungholes.
Wow, you really know that.
I like Beavis and Butthead. I don't really have any response to that. I mean, I can't change your opinion. I'm not trying to change your opinion, man. You got to see it the way you see it. He's lost. He's lost more. He's been a serious assassination attempt. I don't think that it's working in the way that he would want it to work if that's just what you're going after. But I understand. I understand why you feel the way that you do. I'm not. There's other reasons why I feel the way that I do, but I'm not even. I'm just too tired, and it's Easter for me to worry about Trump.
Oh, so you just Geronimoing out this?
It's I have my own.
Listen,
ideas.
I don't want you. Let me shut up.
I don't want to go into a role on this.
Okay.
I've
I've already explained my side.
I think the problem is not the corruption anymore.
Shit,
It's
did
the
you hear the
fucking- he's
motherfucker
turning
just
into a
say he
dictator.
didn't want to go on a roll?
Dictator, I
Don't
know.
fucking ignite the.
Yeah, he's a dictator now.
Felt like Tony Soprano
So-
in that moment with the episode. I can't remember the character's name, but he was gambling his wife's money away. Remember the guy? He had the sports goods store. Get back on your hole.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't want to go down this road today. I don't because it's going to be a long
Cameron
rant.
Gitron.
Deport this
Cameron
conversation.
Gerton. Outstanding warrants. Hey, Aries and Andy, no time for the pleasantries. I have an outstanding warrant out on both of you, which means I've watched an old episode and heard some, how do you say this word? Egregious? Heard some egregious. You're both being brought up on charges for 3 counts of negligent and reckless review of man food and 4 counts of aggravated. Are you serious? In the matter of rating your order of Bad Boy movies, the fact that you niggas would put Bad Boys 2 dead last in your order is the worst thing I've heard since Denzel doing a Jamaican accent. If only y'all knew how hard I'm typing because we're going to act like Will Smith getting out of the Ferrari with that purple suit at the height of his stardom, and Martin still being Martin with scenes like the shootout on the freeway or in the Haitian gang's house and all of the man food spilling off the plate in that movie, and you put it last, like as if Will Smith having a Mexican son, which is why Andy likes it, or Martin needing a stunt double just to run up the street was really all that riveting. In my Aries voice, turn the volume down. Your man cards are suspended indefinitely and will be under review till further notice. Every man knows that Bad Boys 1 or 2 is second or first. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm disappointed, gentlemen. Tighten the up. Bangs gavel. Courts adjourned. Listen, brother.
No one else complained about that order.
I actually agreed with that emailer right there.
Well,
Always 2 was great.
I thought that Bad Boys, this last one, had some heart and more depth to it than just bang, bang, shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
You know, with Will going through what he was going through, Martin with the stroke.
Oh, you mean a story?
How dare that get in the way?
Will was his sister. That's a story.
Right, yeah, because Gabrielle Union looks like Martin Lawrence.
Dude.
Yeah, 2 just didn't, it comes a time with some of these action movies where they go, we've got to outdo what we did. So for the sake, what Andy just said, so what suffers? Story. Because now it's more about more explosions, wilder car chases, over the top. And I just felt like 2, like 1 was so perfect because it was like action movie, Jerry Bruckheimer, you know what you got. But there was some substance there. It felt like, they hadn't arrived yet. 2 is like, yo, we gonna put our dicks on the table now because we can.
Okay, see, kind of what you're saying too, just to stand on your point. That's why the Wick series works, because the story has never gotten in the way. It's always been about the action and killing.
Wick?
And John Wick.
Jack Wick.
John Wick. Whatever. It's always been about. There's this one little through line. There's the house of whatever, and they have to. It's just about going to be another kill movie. The only time they had a story in it was probably the worst.
First one.
Well, no, the second one. Where's Halle Berry? Which one was Halle Berry?
The third one, I think.
That had the most story in it, and it got in the way of the action.
And I remember when we talked about the very last one, 4, and I said, yo, I think I'm John Wicked out.
Because that's what it is. But I'm saying that's what was nice about 3 is that they put a story in it. And it didn't get away in the action because the action was, we had enough of the action, the guys.
Right.
This is what it is. So I like it. I liked 3. And we didn't go, hey, 2 sucked.
Yeah.
It was just that we found the story to be worthwhile to be told in that series. So
Yeah.
But if you base it on action, solely action, then yeah, like John Wick, that's why you get these stories.
Gerby Marcellus. We constantly say how we like that name. And I know I don't really have a song for you, Gerby, but it's such a jazzy name. I'm just gonna do a jazz riff when I.
Well, can we get a
say-
Clinton Marcellus song?
But there's no words.
Yeah, but I mean, can't we just have him be the only one that just has the music?
No, I was just gonna go whenever I get an email from you. I'm just gonna go skitty to that.
Yeah, that works.
But it ain't really jazz though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
Skitty. I don't know. Something cool gotta happen. I might even. You know what? I'm gonna work on that. Maybe I'll just have Steve drop in a little jazz riff, a quick little something. You know, I just feel like I owe Gerby something. That's such a great name, Gerby Marsalis. Sound like you eat with a handkerchief on.
That's dirty Marcellus. It's a different guy. It's a whole different guy.
Email episode. What's up, Aries and Andy? Don't know if you guys paying attention, but they just resurrected a dire wolf. They made 3 of them. I heard about this. We know that won't end well. We're about to witness Lord of the Rings in real life. I'm telling you, man, you know what my dream is? Jurassic Park. Bring on the T-Rex, nigga. You create a brachiosaur, a T-Rex, Stegosaurus. Man, I am there.
Dude, can you imagine what the what's those things called where you take your dog when you don't want it no more?
Say again?
When you take a dog where you don't want it anymore?
Mark's house.
The pound?
The pound. Can you imagine the pound for dinosaurs? Like people like, oh, it's so cute. Let's get a little dinosaur, and then
Because everyone gets snakes these days and that grow to 20 feet long.
yeah,
Dude,
So they don't know what to
I
do
gotta
with
tell
them.
you, I never understood that. Why do you get a snake as a pet? Like, what? It stays in the thing all the
Now you
time.
can take it out and put it on your shoulders and go like this.
You look like a weirdo.
yeah. And what does it do? Does it warm up to you? Does it what is a
There's
snake?
millions of years of evolution that form this weird legless thing.
I'll take my little evolution dog that just comes up and barks and
Deborah Wilson had a pet snake, and when I would go over her crib, she would, feed it dead mice, and I would watch her hold the mouse by the tail, and the snake would come up. Why? Rodents and that's reptiles.
rodents and reptiles. That's the name of this podcast.
Oh man!
Rodents and reptiles. I never understood the snake. I really don't. I like even like little garden snakes or whatever. But why? What is it going to do? What are you gonna do with it?
Exactly.
Garter snake.
And then when you put it in its, well, it's not a cage. What do you call the things that they lay in the glass box?
A terrarium?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, it just sits there lifeless. What does it do? What are you looking
It sticks
at?
its tongue out every now and
Have
then.
you ever seen a rainbow boa constrictor?
It's beautiful to look at in terms of its color.
It's like a piece of art.
Yeah, we'll get a piece of art that looks like that.
Yeah. Not
moves.
something that could maybe wrap
moves and
around your neck and
swallows.
kill you.
Yeah, and doesn't have to do anything. It just you can put it on your. If it's
Like,
big-
dude, at least with fish, I used to try to own fish, but at least with fish,
they're very calming.
they move, they're colorful and beautiful. A snake just sits there.
Yeah, I don't need any of that in my house.
Yeah, I don't either. That.
Would you have a snake?
Yeah, of course
I
I
mean,
would.
if I had to have one pet, it wouldn't be a snake. But if I had a, big ass home with unlimited money, I'd probably have a terrarium somewhere.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't need a snake.
Not
I just don't
not
need a
like
snake.
venomous snakes.
did-
I'm not that into it. But
Like you said, fish continue to move. It creates some beautiful, serene kind
Fish
of
do move.
environment that you look at. That's what I mean. I'm sorry. They move. They don't move out of. They move in the tank. They don't move
Yeah.
around your house, and it creates a visual picture. That you get to watch. A snake, it's
just
well, they
there.
do move. They go
It
from
moves,
one-
but but what do you?
Yeah,
what
it
do you need?
moves, but you got to stand there for 30 minutes to see it move 2
And then
inches.
when it does move, it looks so like haunting.
Hold on.
What was that?
The light. But we could still go because
Yeah.
it ain't killing us.
Yeah, it's not hurting anything.
If you could have a pet out of the norm, what would it be?
I don't know. There's several, like out of the norm. I'll probably
Yeah,
get
like not like a dog or
a
cat.
chicken so I can get some eggs.
Really?
Chickens are kind of cool. Ducks are cool. Like they actually protect the house.
You would have, but the duck wouldn't be in the house,
Like
right?
geese. No, but you put them out in the front yard, and if anybody tries to break in, they
Quack.
Yeah, they make a lot of noise.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Vivid,
What's vivid?
the alarm system.
You gonna go with the alarm system? No, they're kind of cool, and they're kind of I don't know if geese are nice, but I mean ducks are kind of cool. I know that chickens are. My uncle, different uncle that lived in Texas, he had a bunch of chickens, and they were just kind of cool to have. But I don't know, like a pet that. I like those little teeny tiny pigs. Those little miniature. It's not even a miniature. It's the smallest one. They're like this big, and they're full grown pigs, and they're that big.
And they're that big?
Yeah.
Damn. I don't know. Listen, I've always said I think it's sounds cool, feels cool, looks cool as a man, but I'd be too scared. But a lion.
No, I can't have it. What am I gonna do with the lion?
I hear you.
And then if someone comes over, like you go,
That's when you be like, yeah.
but yeah, hey, just avoid the lion. It's not something that's no.
Yeah.
Not a lion. Have you ever seen those the pet goats? Those little mini goats too?
Nah.
Those are
like
kind-
when Arnold Schwarzenegger had the donkey in the house. The out of here.
He had a donkey. I didn't even see that.
Remember when we watched the Netflix
Oh
documentary?
yeah.
The donkey coming to the breakfast
No,
table.
you don't need a donkey. Yeah, you don't need a donkey. Those little goats, so the tongue hangs out. And they just look a little. They look a little off.
Oh, they're jumpy.
Yeah,
People
look
do
at 'em.
yoga with them.
Look
Look
at
at that.
They're like dogs, but they look fun.
Yeah, that's too much for me.
Oh, so it moves too much for you?
All that jumping around. You gotta be calm.
Get a bulldog, man. Those are the most calm dogs.
You know, I don't know. There's a part of me that wants a dog, but I'm just like, I'm not cleaning up.
Like a Rottweiler? What would you get?
Why you gotta be stereotypical?
I don't think you're going to tell me poodle.
I definitely wouldn't tell you that. That's more your speed.
Look how cute
No,
those
a
little goats are.
monkey?
No, I don't need a monkey.
Yeah.
I don't need a monkey. First of all, what kind of monkey?
Like,
Like a squirrel monkey? When they jump, if you don't have a little diaper on, they as they're jumping all over.
Really?
Yeah. You don't. A spider monkey does that. I don't. That's squirrel. They all. And they like when they're swinging. I don't need. What do you? No.
you know what I love about you, dude? I swear to God, if we were if we were the odd couple,
Yeah.
you're Felix, dude.
Yeah, I'm a Felix.
You're neat and you know what I mean.
But I'm not that. I'm not. But I'm kind of a mess too. I don't know which one. I'm a cross between those. But I'm not having something to shit in my house, and I'm definitely not having something that will rip my face off and eat it either. I'm not having a chimpanzee or anything like that. That is ridiculous. Those things are so strong, and the thing is, yeah, they can be fine, but it's a wild animal.
That's the part.
And
right
when
there.
a wild animal decides it doesn't want to listen to you any longer, it does not have to listen
I've
to
said
you.
a million times, to think that man is bigger than nature is arrogant. And I'm not testing nature. Instinct. I'm not doing it.
You'll eat your face off.
Anubis, Seven King, Andy. What's good, ANA and the other young man? It's Anubis, and I have to chime in on the most recent podcast. Andy, regarding the numbers, if you are talking about the numbers of black people being killed by the police versus white people, here's some food for thought. Oh my God. Those numbers are what's reported. Food years. You meant to say 4 years. Like for years. Damn, Anubis? $10. For years, they would kill black people just for the hell of it. Some police officers will go into the evidence room, steal guns, and go to the ghettos and shoot black people. Some are reported, some are not. The ones that are reported aren't going to say killed by the police. It would say killed by gang violence. I could take it back to slavery time, but let's bring a little closer to home. During the Black Panther Party, police officers would literally go to their headquarters and just shoot at the buildings and through the windows for target practice. The police see black people as criminals from the time we are born, period. Yes, I know that's not very police officer, but like Aries always says, white tigers exist. Also, you ask Aries, so when white people get killed, is it less? The answer is no. Taking human life should be treated as equally wrong, but that's just it. For years, white people didn't even see black people as humans. Example of what Aries was talking about when he say they might get killed for refusing to put the weapon down. Right to bear arms. If a white man has an AR-15 and walks down the street, nothing happens. Police might, and that's a big might. Oh, police might, and that's a big might, stop and ask him some questions. Black man does the same thing. He is surrounded by SWAT. Why, Andy? And Andy, to your question about what about the white people in America who are just as poor or even more poor than black people, in the words of either Paul Mooney or D.L. Hewley, that's a waste of white skin.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I kind of said that though. The same thing is that just, but what you're not gathering from that when you said that's a waste of white skin, those people that are in that position feel really behind, broken, and angry. And what are they going to be angry at? And
What are they going to be angry at?
the world. I fear those people.
DEI.
I feel those people more than anybody else.
Okay, well,
But what I'm saying is what he's saying is, and I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying about history. But are we talking about you go? I could take it back to slavery. You can take it back to slavery. I'm trying to talk about what we're going through today in now. I still think it's up now. I still know that there's issues now. But then you said something else. You said white people didn't think of it as this, but what I think you were trying to say is white cops didn't think of you as that. Let me ask you to do this. If you really want to have this conversation, if you really want to do this, because I'm not feeling it today, to be honest. I'm trying not to go down these political roads. Rewrite what you just said and tell me what you mean by that. That's the part right there. You said white people when I think you meant white cops didn't see us as people. Because then we're going to go through this whole thing where I'm going to have to go in two different directions to have this conversation.
put it to be continued.
Yeah. So do that and get back to me. We'll do the numbers. I'm talking about
the knowledge.
I'm talking about the present state that we're in now in the last 5 years. I'm not saying it's great. It's not great. I've never said it was great. But it's also bad for other people too. That's all I'm saying. Let's try to get that.
What would an Asian person's version of do the knowledge be?
What would it be?
Do the numbers. Because it's math, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing numbers.
Do the numbers. Dude, I saw a clip recently, dude, of on TikTok. It was like the top 5 most Asian racist moments on Family Guy. The Family Guy does, man. Amazing. They showed one clip where there was a bunch of Asian kids in school. I mean, one right next to the other, and they're all working on an assignment, and they all got calculators where they're calculating numbers, and they go from one kid to the next, to the next, to the next, and finally they get to Peter Griffin, and he's at his desk, and he pulls out an Asian boy from underneath the desk and sits him on top of the desk, and with his pen, he jabs him. He goes, "Come on, do it."
Through the magic of cartoons, anything can be done.
Oh my God. Emmanuel Gomes, quarantine time, Running Point. Another short and simple email, but this Running Point TV show. Jesus Christ, is very misappropriating of the African American culture. They are gentrifying it in this show. In my point of view, you guys watch it and let me know.
You know what? Let's do this. Let's print that out, and let's cut up all the words into each word, and then we'll put it in a hat. We'll shake that shit around, and then we'll take each word out, and then we'll read it again.
That's funny. That's funny. No matter how it forms, because that's sometimes what this is. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. James E. Thomas, Friday night late show at Cincinnati Funny Bone. You in the Denzel Washington voice in King Kong ain't got shit on me scene. You I've never laughed so hard in my life. Yep, this is the 6 foot, 200-pound, light-skinned, blonde-haired, blue-eyed black man, James T., who sat in the VIP, a.k.a. Salt and Pepper. Me and my cousin Jerome really enjoyed the show. I've been catching hell for 55 years over my skin tone. My genetics is crazy. Went comes slavery. You wrote that like you was a slave. My family tree has a president who signed the Declaration of Independence and a Confederate general from Mississippi just on one side of the family, my pops. But anywho, back to the show. Aries, you was like a pit bull on attack. You just kept coming back. I was in tears when Sister Girl in the VIP answered you that she was mixed, Caucasian, and Virgin Island. I can say in the best Kendrick Lamar voice, I'm different. Jesus, this burn, man.
You can hear it out here.
Man, Jesus. I was also the guy that dropped off, brother. Not dropped off. Grippo's barbecue chips and spicy popcorn, a staple of the black community in Cincinnati, Dayton. I hope y'all enjoyed them. Andy, I give you props. You funny, my guy. Love the story about True Chaos Steinberg. I'm sure he provides a lot of excitement and joy to your life. Mark, what up, fool? As I dap you up after the show, I wish I could have hung around and met Aries and Andy, but I had to get back to Dayton for work in the morning. Yeah, I missed you in December when y'all came through. I don't know what DYT stands for. It won't happen again. Peace, 2 fingers, James T. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Did you go out him at all? Did you go after him?
What do you mean?
Did you?
Yeah, I think I with him about his skin tone.
Unfinished cookie?
Yeah. Yeah.
When you say that, you don't say it that often, but when you say it and I look at the person, I always feel bad. Dude, why are you hurting them like that?
You know what? They love it.
Everybody, this is what people don't understand. If you are not that, the person who's getting it loves it. They want to be part of the show. They enjoy being part of the show. I hate that people that don't have anything. I hate when the majority. Okay, I hate when white people.
Well, there you got to it.
I hate when white people put their idea of what is correct on everyone else. And if you're gay, if you have some kind of you had a blind person in the audience this last time, if you have someone in a wheelchair, listen, most people don't even look at those people. Most people ignore it and try to put it off into the performance because they don't want to call attention to it. And you know what? Everybody is a person and wants to be part of what's happening. And if you don't do it to be disrespectful and just on someone, if you just call the situation out, it's enjoyable for people because most of the time they go places and they're never looked at as like everybody else.
And you know what, man? You have to understand, just like you would go into a movie with the whole idea and belief that, hey, I'm going for a ride for an hour and a half, however long the movie is, suspension of disbelief. I'm going on a journey. And it's the same thing at a live performance. You're in on a ride. And sometimes I get people that will say to me in my DM or on my Instagram, man, if you would have did that, what you did to the kid with his mother, we'd be throwing hands. Like, really? You gonna come to a comedy club prepared to fight over a joke instead of just going along for the ride? Man, that is disrespectful. No, it'd be disrespectful if I spat in the face or pulled my dick out. But it's jokes. It's words. Come on, man.
Those are the same people.
I want all those people to go to a comedy show.
As one audience?
Just everybody.
They would be laughing.
You just look through the comments, all the people that's disrespectful, fly them out, spend $10 million, have them all just be there at the show and see if they still complain.
He has more money than we do for some odd reason. He must. You just spend $10 million. That's all
Obviously, it's impossible.
Listen, what you're talking about, you might as well put the Blues Brothers chicken wire across the stage because
I think the people that you say this, man, they when you say go for the ride, they're the same people that go on those rides, the slingshot, and they pass out. They can't handle the ride.
Do that.
Yeah, but a lot of people just pass out. And I think that's the people who write in and say, I would, because you don't enjoy the ride. You don't understand the ride. That's why you passed out.
Okay. Because I'm going, well, listen, if you got in the slingshot, you were prepared or at least wanting to go for what the ride is.
No, they pass out because they weren't ready for the experience. They don't understand what it's going to be, and that's why they pass out. Their heart just shuts them down so that they don't have to deal with it.
Would you ever do that?
Probably not. Yeah, it's not the ride that scares me. It's the people that maintain and put the ride together that scare me.
Because you thinking you might be an accident?
Yeah, like they might have forgot a screw.
Are you a roller coaster guy?
I hate roller coasters. I ride
Dude,
them.
I'm a
I've
roller
rode them.
coaster
I've rode them.
junkie.
I don't like them.
I love them.
Have you ever rode the one in Vegas? It's on the top of the...
That I ain't with.
I did that.
Yeah, I'm not with that. You did it. So is there really a feeling of,
You're more afraid of flying off.
that's it, bingo.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not doing that one.
But like a regular roller coaster, it's made not to fall off. Nothing's going to fall off. So what's the difference? If you're 1,000 feet in the air or if you're on the ground.
You say that again? That part.
1,000 feet in the air or on the ground.
That's the difference. That's the difference.
Either way, though.
Either way, what?
If it comes off the rails, it doesn't make a difference.
If it comes off the rails near the ground, you got a better chance than off the roof.
You got a better chance of walking around with your body in a box. That's what you got.
Well, if you can walk around with your body in a box, you a David Blaine ass
Yeah,
nigga.
you're just rolling. You're not. No, I don't think you're surviving either one of those things.
You have a better chance of survival.
You saw that. What was that guy with the blonde hair that was on the romance novels? Fabio. He was on a roller coaster and a bird hit his face and shattered his face.
Nature. That's
I understand
nature.
that, but you're going so fast that a bird shatters your face.
When did that happen?
Probably about 10 years ago.
That. I remember that.
10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So you think the bird wouldn't have hit him, but he went, that's Fabio. He would have normally made it. He would have flown by, but he noticed it was Fabio.
D-Matic, Bossier City. What's up, Aries? So after all this time, I've been trying to get you to come out here to Shreveport, Louisiana. And every time I brought it up, you always said the South wasn't ready for you, which is baffling to me because you go to Texas very frequently. Texas and Louisiana are pretty much the same culture, but that's beside the point. No, they not. So you're coming to Bossier City, Louisiana this summer, which is in the same city as Shreveport. 2 questions. What made you change your mind about coming here? And 2, can I get tickets when the time comes? P.S. Since you and Andy love fast food chicken, then you should try this fast food restaurant called Southern Classic. It's the best chicken restaurant in the city. Well, a couple things. 1, yes, you can have tickets. Just hit me up close to the day. 2, I'm coming there because it's a one-nighter, a casino. And casinos, one-hitter quitters, pay very well. And 3, no, dude, I know, who did I get into this conversation with?
We were talking about Texas last night.
Yeah,
It's not the South.
It's I know it. You say it's the South, but it ain't the South. It ain't. But no.
It wasn't part of the original setup. It wasn't part of the the colonies.
Okay, well, even when they go, Florida's the South.
Yeah.
Not. When I say South, I'm talking about. It's still got in chains.
Miami, I don't think was ever like the South.
No, man.
But go up north. It feels like the South more. As
That
you go
chicken
further.
right there. Look at that right there. Look at that right there. That's good chicken right there.
That's North Florida.
That's South.
That's and North Florida.
Yeah, I'm not. Right there. Look at that right there. I'm not. No. I'm telling you, there's a disconnect between what I bring intellectually and right there.
But New Orleans has some of that sound, but not everybody sounds like that.
But New Orleans I would go to because it's New Orleans.
Yeah, I like New Orleans.
New Orleans got, hey, man. Let me tell you something. A lot of my jokes, while they may be obviously exaggerated for comedic purposes, they're still based in truth. I'm telling you, damn near licked my ass out of strip club in New Orleans. You understand what I'm saying?
What was the name of the strip club? Lickety Split?
That's funny. It's called Open 'Em Up.
We're going to go to Lickety Split tonight.
Yeah.
Shower before you go.
Could you ever see yourself living in the deep South?
I know you're going to say it's not the deep South. Raleigh. I like Raleigh.
Yeah, Raleigh don't feel like that.
I like Raleigh. It has some of that.
If I were, I'd say like
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlotte has that though too, but Charlotte also has
But North Carolina's not the deep South, is it?
It's deep enough for me.
It's just the tip.
Hey, pause.
That's why Miami's all right, because it's just
It's
the tip.
all the way in.
It's just the tip of Florida.
Yeah, but Miami, boy.
Miami is not the South.
I gotta tell you, other than which I guess is like considered touristy, other than South Beach, Miami's kind of ghetto.
No.
I mean, obviously
There's
you have
areas that are.
Star Island and places where there's money, but a lot of that is just, you know what I mean?
Well, what's the place we do out?
Doral.
Doral.
Yeah, no, but what's the other place that we do that's it's by Doral? With Captain Brian's place.
Oh, Naples.
Naples is like Naples is expensive, but just in Naples. Then right next to it, it's not.
There are certain places, the older I get, I go, I wouldn't have wanted to live there. Not that I want to live there now. If I have a choice, no. But if push came to shove in my 20s and 30s, no, hell no. But maybe like when it's time to go, I'm retired. Because I wouldn't leave my house, so it wouldn't matter where I live, right?
Dude, if I'm going to be in a place that has humidity, though, I want to be on the water.
Yeah.
If I'm going to live in humidity, I want a place on the water.
All right.
So, so that I can, like Tampa. I don't mind Tampa. Ybor City's different. Ybor City is Ybor City, but Tampa itself, I don't mind Tampa.
I don't know about Tampa, dude.
It's the other side. I don't know.
You know why I'm there? Because I'm thinking too much about Ybor City.
Yeah, Ybor City is not the
And
city.
there's some skanks in that.
Ybor City is its own entity.
Ooh.
What were we calling this again? I said, and I didn't write it down. Do you remember what I said? We'll have to go back and listen to it. I should have wrote it down.
Something and something. Oh, about the strippers, skins and what was it?
We'll find it. I'll go back.
How the we got 2 extra brains in this, and just nothing.
I'm not a Brando. There was an ampersand in it. I know that.
What the
What
is
about-
it? Amp?
Ampersand
It was about snakes
the
or
ant.
something.
Something in reptiles. It was something like
rats
that.
and reptiles.
Rats. It wasn't rats.
Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, it was.
No, it was reptiles and. Yes, rats.
I like how other people are screaming it right now who listen to the podcast.
You don't know what an ampersand is? It's
an
the and sign. It's the fancy and.
It's the number 8. It's an and sign.
In the middle of it's the Spears and
Jake
ampersand.
Hardy, strip club food. Greetings, gentlemen. My condolences, Mr. Steinberg, on your recent loss.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Mr. Spears. I will be the same age at the end of the month. Mark, I don't know what to say to you yet, so I will share some sage advice given to me when I was a wee lad. Never go ass to mouth. What does that mean?
Well, I'm not doing it, but
What does that mean?
Put your ass. Put
she
your mouth on
wants to,
someone
that's
else's
fine.
ass.
Do what?
Put your mouth on someone else's ass.
no, it's when you are a girl or guy. I
Is it
suppose,
a-
in
is
the
it- is-
ass, and then you put it in their mouth,
Oh, ass to mouth. Oh.
Wait. I'm a girl in the ass.
And
and
then,
then it goes in her mouth.
Yeah.
ATM, ass
Why,
to mouth.
why would I mind that if it's my dick?
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
maybe he thought I was the one putting the dick in my mouth. I don't know.
Okay. Aries, you
Thanks for
mentioned
the
eating.
lesson.
You mentioned eating in a strip club. I used to run a martial arts program, and I was delivering something to one of my employee instructors. He gave me an address, and I asked him to meet, and asked him to meet him. Wait a minute. He gave me an address and asked him to meet him. Asked me to meet him.
Asked him to meet him. It was a very celestial outer body experience.
Hey, Jake, quick piece of advice. Don't put ass to mouth. Asked me to meet him at lunchtime. I get to the address, and it is an all-black building with no windows, surrounded by a security fence. I knew my guy also did security work, so I didn't think anything of it. I knock on the door, expecting to see a big-ass security guard-looking dude. Oh, stop it. Why the f*** did they just do that? Oh, all right. Sorry.
A big ass
Security guy looking dude, but the door opens and it's a topless white woman who says, "You must be Jake. Come on in." Before I walk in, I say, just double checking, I'm looking for Tom. Let me stop a second. When a white woman with naked titties shows herself to you, you don't ask for Tom.
And she says, "You must be Jake."
Yes, come on in. You don't ask for Tom.
I think you leave at that point. I wouldn't trust it.
And she says, yeah, he's here on break eating lunch. I walked into the main part of what I now realize is a strip club, and I see my guy sitting at a table with 3 more topless women around him. One of them walks up to me and says, "Hi, Jake. Tom told us you were coming, and it's nice to meet you. Do you want me to make you a sandwich?" But then I had resigned myself to the fact that I just saw no less than 4 pair of titties before noon, and technically while I was at work. It was the thought of eating a sandwich in the strip club, however, that gave me pause, not that other kind of pause. All I could say was, no, thank you. Now, to this day, I don't know if my guy was with me, but after I said no, thank you to Chef Topless Titty Woman, he looks at me and says, "You sure you don't want a sandwich? You should try the tuna." Stay safe in this administration, gentlemen. Jake Hardy.
I'll say it again. I don't want a sandwich, but I wanted to try the tuna.
Was that like some sort of innuendo to invite him to?
I don't know, man. I think that's a weird. First of all, you can't tell it's a strip club from outside the place.
Do they have no advertising?
This Jake from State Farm is not got it together. We need.
You should have went like a good neighbor. State Farm is there, and then I would have appeared to be in this with you. Oh my God, dude! He seemed like he was uncomfortable.
You know, if you don't know you're going to a strip club, I had a weird experience. The first time I was at a strip club, yeah, it was weird for me. I got to be honest, I wasn't ready for it. I was only 19, I think.
And you weren't ready for that?
It was too much. It was just too many titties. And then they left me by myself, and I was looking at all the titties, and there's one girl dancing over here, and she's mad that I'm not looking at her. But honestly, she didn't have the best titties. They were all over the other place, and it was too much.
You should take True to a strip club.
He doesn't want to go. I asked him if he did.
Oh.
I asked him. I would never do that. Make him feel uncomfortable like that.
You said he doesn't want to go?
He said he doesn't. He's not. He goes, I'm not.
Does he know he could just talk to them?
He goes, I'm not ready to go there. So give him his time. If he wants to go later, he can go later. Ain't no reason to make him go.
Once he gets it and likes it, he might be going.
But he might not like it, right?
Yeah, because it's a lot of stimulation. I mean, seriously, there's a lot to look at. Obviously, there's a lot of lighting. There's a lot of loud music, and he doesn't do well with loud sounds, so he might not like it at all. Which is weird because a lot of the kids that don't like these loud sounds, they like heavy metal music, and True likes metal music. And
that's because it's not sounds; it's noise.
I don't get that.
It's just noise.
Steve is going to have something to say to you about that.
Pancho, hola Panchito, hola Panchito. Pancho Z, Pasta Bandits. Yo, what up, Spearsberg Pod? Hey, Andy, before you started touring with Aries, did you like traveling? And now that it's basically nonstop touring, what do you recommend doing in new cities besides eating at restaurants? And lastly, Denzel did a movie in 2012 called Safe House. It was about a former CIA agent who was on the run and had files about how corrupt the CIA is. And his character's name was Tobin Frost. Then next year, in 2013, in real life, a CIA agent named Ed Snowden. You see a familiar name to Denzel's character, Frost, Snowden leaks files about how corrupt the CIA is and is on the run. That's crazy. It's almost like it was planned and a conspiracy, like in the movie The Long Kiss Goodnight. Samuel L. Jackson is talking about crashing airplanes into the World Trade Center and blame it on the Muslims. Yo, is Hollywood part of an Illuminati? I don't know, man. You know, I don't know.
That was very Sammy Davis Jr. on you on the first one.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, Sammy, baby. You believe in conspiracies? I don't know, man. I don't know.
You know, before the World Trade Center thing happened, there was information on attacks on the World Trade Center. They had been talked about before,
And the government didn't do anything.
so you know
This is fucked up.
when Hollywood does these stories. So let me ask you the question a different way: do the movies are either inspired by something that they hear, and then they make a movie about it, or does a movie inspire people to do things?
Both.
Both.
I think both.
I think you're right.
That's where that saying comes. Art imitates life.
Yeah.
So I think it's both.
So, you know, who knows on that one. But as far as the travel goes, man, I got to tell you, that first 2 years on the road with Aries, I love traveling, man. I loved it. 2 years. After 2 years, and it's because we do a lot of the same places. So you kind of, that's a good and bad thing. Man, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice when you know how the airport works,
Yeah.
what you're going to do when
What
you get
the
out.
city, yeah.
Yeah, when you know where your luggage is going to come out at, you know, and you know how to get to that. Or sometimes there's some, like, especially when I used to eat Chick-fil-A a lot.
Right.
If I knew what area the Chick-fil-A was in, I could just go hit it up on the way down to go get my bags or whatever. So that part's nice. But the other part is you start to see the same thing over and over and it gets a little boring. So to your other question is, what do you do when you get to those cities? A lot of comics go to the malls when they're open during the day because they can walk around. And if you have a group of people that want to just walk around, you go to the mall, you go get food, go do that. But I like doing some things like just some different things. Like I like that when we were finally went to go see it's not about the greatest experience or you think that it's great, but if you're in Cleveland, go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If you're in, I haven't done this yet, and I still want to do it. And we go to Texas several times a year, and there's 2 times that we go to Texas that we're in that Dallas area that I could go do it. I want to go see the book depository and all that. I do want to do that. But it's not as easy to go do because we have shows and we have other obligations while we're out there, and we have to do all those things too. And some of those things take, several hours. So, but just getting out and seeing what the other people do, I know you said besides restaurants, but going to certain restaurants, finding areas in the city that have certain unique restaurants is always really cool though too. But
in Charlotte Airport, Terminal B is where Bojangles is.
You like. It sounds funny, but when you're traveling, sometimes you're on the move, and to know those things at the airport, it just makes life easier. I know that when I land in Newark, and I land early, if I land in the new A terminal, I know that there's a bagel place that I really like there, so I'll just go grab a few bagels and go home. Bring some bagels home to Tara. But I mean, that's Newark, but there's other places that I just know of other things. And I think those are great. Those are like little conveniences in life that you get out of it. But traveling after a couple of years of doing this, that's the toll. That's what I feel like you get paid for as a comedian.
Are you a hardcore bagel guy?
I like certain bagels. And if they're good, I really like them. But
Like what?
I like a bagel that has a skin on it is how I describe it. It has this...
We're good. Oh, later. Tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, no, we're good.
That was the weirdest shit.
I'm telling you.
You see the one who came in last time?
First off,
Wait, you have your do not? No, you don't have the you do not disturb one.
First off, as I told you guys, she was cleaning while I was sleeping.
That one?
It could have been.
He was sleeping.
And then,
How come did you invite her? Like, hey, you
no,
want to
I
snuggle?
woke up out of a slumber and I see her
slumber.
standing there.
Mark
and then I'm just
slumbers,
like,
and he
"Ah,
wonders
it's
why
all
people
right."
think he's gay.
Like thinking that she would leave. She just kept cleaning, like by my head, wiping this down. And then today, I told them to go. I walked by her. I go, "Can you clean my room?" When we went to the movies, I come back, it's not even fucking clean. I told her 2-3 hours.
Damn.
And then she just poke her head in like Jack Nicklaus
And then
and
talk to you
asking
real
her for
quiet like
trash.
Talk to you like that.
What's your favorite bagel? What you just salivate for?
Like, what place?
No, just kind of bagel.
I don't like. It's bread, man. But I like it so that it's doughy inside, but it has like that firm skin on the outside, so that it has some texture to it. I like an everything bagel and a sesame seed bagel. Those are my two favorite bagels. I'm very simple.
What about jalapeno cheddar?
No, that's not a bagel. That's something that was invented by by bagels coming to the Southwest.
I like them.
It's not a bagel though. I understand why it's flavorful and it's tasty.
At first it was just bread, and now all of a sudden,
Well, it's
once you put cheddar on it, it's
but
not a
it's
bagel.
that's not how you get it. And I like the Asiago cheese bagel at one time. I like those.
Asiago, yeah. Well, then they started using it for everything.
I just
cool.
no. I get a nice flavorful cream cheese and put it on your bagel. That's nice. Have you?
I'm sorry, I missed it. So what was what do you like?
Well, see, this is the thing. If I'm just gonna have plain cream cheese, I'll take an everything bagel.
What's an everything bagel?
It's usually salt, onion, garlic, sesame seed on top of it.
All of that is on the bagel?
All of it's on the bagel.
I'll take the onion and what's the first thing you said? Garlic? That sounds
Garlic
delicious.
and sesame seeds. What's wrong with sesame seeds?
Sesame seeds are the little black
Poppy seeds.
No, little sesame seeds, and they have poppy seeds too.
Oh no,
Sesame
that's
seeds.
poppy seeds, the little black
ones.
freckle. The Morgan Freeman. Give me the Morgan Freeman.
I like sesame seeds, but the if I'm gonna have a plain cream cheese, that's what I'll have an everything bagel, or cream cheese and scallions. I'll have everything bagel. But if I'm gonna have a fancy cream cheese like almond and honey cream cheese, which I don't get very often, but I do get it sometimes.
Almond and honey.
Yeah, then it's a sesame seed bagel.
Well, I need to start with the Jew boy.
You
You know that shit.
know, hey man, when you go to the delis in New York, in the city, where they're serving thousands of bagels a day. They have so many different kind of flavors of cream cheese. It's really ridiculous.
See, shit like that makes me miss New York.
Yeah. And you see, this is the reason LA will never have that, and it's because it's not a walking city. You have to have a city that people are like on the ground. I'm going to grab a cup of coffee, and I'm walking. I'm going to grab a cup of coffee. I'm going to grab a bagel, and I'm going to run into my office. That's what you need to have to really do hundreds of thousands of bagels.
I know,
in a
but
day.
don't sleep now. LA's cuisine is top notch.
Yeah, but not like.
Dude, there's nothing more beautiful than having there's a place called Antipasto in Beverly Hills. And it's just sitting curbside in Beverly Hills, eating outside on a nice day.
You know where Mr. Chow's came from? You like Mr. Chow's?
Love it.
Came from New York. Listen,
Everything that's dope is from New York. I'm from New York.
I'm just saying it's a different setup, and you need you need feet on the ground to make those morning kind of places go. That's why bacon, egg, and cheese is
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
That's why that isn't in LA, because you're not walking, you're not on the ground. Boots on the ground, grabbing some stuff while you're going to your office. That morning time rush in New York is unlike any, unless you're like a Japan or another city that's walking like that.
Going to the bodega, get you a bacon, egg, and cheese.
In, out, you're
Hey, Papi, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese, Papi.
$10 now, $7 for a bacon, egg, and cheese. This
Really?
is it's outrageous now. It's not like it used to be, where used to get a bacon, egg, and cheese for $2.50.
What year was that?
80s.
Yeah, them was golden times, man. Joe King, butter laid to the bone. Salutations, y'all. I'll try to be as unfunny as possible so as to be brief. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer. Loved his movies from Top Gun to Deja Vu, which is a Denzel movie, and I prefer that movie over your cliche Man of Fires. Ooh, God.
Agreed.
Or Equalizers. Deja Vu, Out of Time, and Devil in the Blue Dress are underrated as a motherfucker. Anyways, Val also voice acted in The Prince of Egypt as Moses, which was amazing. And yes, the Batman movies. I don't care how old and cheesy those Batman movies are. I prefer Val's, Keaton, and Clooney's Batman over these new DCU. The action in these new Batman movies may be cute, but the movies just lack wholesomeness. Oh, and Christian Bale's Batman's trilogy got to be my favorite. The emailer Genesis Rex is bugging. Bad Boys 1 and 2 are classic. Not a huge fan of the Transformer movies, but number 1 was good. I agree with you that these modern MCU and DC movies are garbage. And both Genesis Rex and Aries are bugging about Gladiator 1 being mediocre madness. And while we're on the topic of movies, I've gotta add the Jurassic Parks were phenomenal. Number 3 grew on me, but Jurassic Worlds suck anal gas. And the CGI has this inauthentic look, in my opinion. The insane amount of effort used in the old Jurassic Parks with limited technology made the dinosaurs look much more organic. Yeah, but they weren't. No, I disagree. Jurassic Worlds are just filled with cheesy comedy and changing the format of the movie into an extreme thriller survival sort of thing. Like something extreme would happen to make you wonder how they'll escape that situation, and then a series of similar situations will follow. The original Jurassic Parks had that element artistically implemented in the movies, but that was not the main gimmick. The pacing of the original Jurassic Parks were just much better in that regard. Better acting, scene transitions, dialogue, sincere thrills, etc. Basically how Andy spoke about Jaws. I couldn't agree more. I'm Joe King. I'm out. Again, as we saw the movie yesterday, Sinners, they showed the preview for Rebirth. And I think I said this before. I love the idea that they're going back to an island because that just feels more homish to the dinosaurs. In other words, more natural of an element. But I'm telling you, man, it's bugging me with this created monster because I feel like you're taking the attention away from the dinosaurs with this monster at the end that they created. Why? Why do you have to do that? Why do you have to create something outside of what it's supposed to be? It's Jurassic. Make it about the dinosaurs. I'm mad at this. It feels like they went, let's put Aliens meets Jurassic Park. Stop it.
That would be kind of funny, like the Predator showed up too.
Why not?
I do like his point though. Like I don't like the dinosaurs now in the first Jurassic Park because they look a lot flatter. They don't feel fit on the screen the same way that how CGI has come along. But the story, he's right about the story, the acting, because you couldn't rely on the CGI. You did have to make sure that you were making a movie and that you had a story that went in there. So I get his point. I'm not disagreeing with him on that at all. But the way he said the dinosaurs felt more organic, I think the dinosaurs got better. And then to your point, then they went too far afterwards. So there is a happy medium in there somewhere. And hopefully this one finds it.
Yeah, I just... Like, I hope, obviously, if you know how movies work, towards the end is the big climactic moment, which obviously is where they're going to, this new dinosaur that was created, this mutant. But I really hope it's towards the end. Like the last 15 minutes. Because if they bring this out halfway through and it's like, okay, this is the star of the movie.
Well, didn't they kind of do that in the last one where they brought out the new dinosaur?
What was it called? Whatever. It was a cross between a T-Rex and a raptor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that thing still felt like a dinosaur.
This doesn't look like... I haven't seen it.
No, it's me. Hell no.
Looks like a person.
It just looks like an alien.
I don't know. I'm just, they could have done something cool where they took the T-Rex. That's the one with the little arms, right?
Yeah.
And they're saying that those aren't arms anymore. They're saying that they think that thing could fly. They think those were wings. That's why their arms are little like that. Because if you look at the arms inside of a bird...
Well, they say that because they also said that T-Rex had fur on it like a bird. And some of them, more like the raptors, had feathers that stretched out like they look like wings. But not the T-Rex.
I thought they said that those little hands didn't make sense, that those were actually wings.
No.
That's what I heard. I don't know.
Who you hear that from?
I smoke weed.
Okay.
I really don't. I do gummies, but...
So you heard that from a named Quincy who sold you some mushrooms. I think that's it.
Is that a show?
That is a show.
Are you going to go take some Rolaids or something like that?
I need some, man.
You need something.
God damn.
Get some Tums.
Dum. Dude, you know that, I swear to God, that just happened organically.
Yeah.
I mean, like, perfect timing and unison, everything. It's working.
It's timing. We know what we're doing.
God, Mark killed me, boy. That said it's already in my search history. That was great.
That was perfect. Let's see. I got to give out these dates. Dates. If he should. It's like a vitamin. You can't overtake the vitamins. Take just enough so that it makes you healthy. Don't take too many.
Yeah.
No D on vitamins, though.
Yeah, you can.
Did you ever, when you was a kid, do the Flintstones vitamins? Did those really work? Or was it just candy?
I didn't get them. My mom didn't spend the money on Flintstone vitamins.
God damn, that was a cheap.
Growing.
They wouldn't spend money on Flintstone vitamins.
How much? They weren't expensive.
Because she said they were like candy. They weren't real vitamins.
Oh,
and
yeah, they weren't, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm short, and I got a bad disposition. Maybe I needed those vitamins. I would have liked the vitamins.
What? There's somebody from some country that pronounces them vitamins.
Vitamins. Is that
like a British
sounds?
thing.
That sounds
Did
Australian.
you take your vitamins?
Sounds Australian.
No, that's vitamins.
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 Vitamins. Maybe it is British then.
You take your vitamins.
What do they have?
Vitamins does sound British. Hey, if you take your vitamins.
What do?
Oh my God, have you taken your vitamins?
Oh, dude, I don't want to do your material, but that is the worst accent.
It is horrible, man. It is horrible.
It is, man.
What do you mean where you are going? Oh God.
It's like it sounds like like it's a yawn and a word all the same, like a conversation in the middle of a yawn.
What do you mean you're going to do? It's terrible, man.
All right, guys. We just finished up here. We're finishing up. Tonight's our last show here at the Funny Bone. One Sunday show. We're out. Went to the mall today. Today the mall in Columbus reminded me of the mall in Cleveland a little bit.
No.
Yeah, nothing was open.
Oh, but no. I hear what you're saying in terms of that. But in terms of, no.
The mall just is closed down here today because it's
the only thing that's open
Easter.
in the Cleveland Mall is the food court.
Yeah,
and one or two shops.
Yeah. I know. What are they doing with it?
Just waiting for it to die. Like the rest of the city. Incidentally, here in Columbus, and they know here, the residents of Columbus know, me and Andy took some shots at Cleveland on stage, and they ate it up. They know it's the cousin that's,
It was the and see, this is why I with Cleveland. This is why
now it's
yeah, but this is why I don't mind beating up on Cleveland a little bit because they know that they were the they just have to they had that going on. I know there's an economy situation about it as well, but come on, that was a spot, and some of the buildings, like some of the architecture in Cleveland, is unbelievable, and you got to get that back. You got to figure out how to get that back because it was a cool town, and so many people are from Cleveland. Cleveland has a rich history, and to see it like this, it's not right. Cleveland. I talk about you because I love you, and you need to get your back together.
I don't love you.
I believe it's still there. I believe it's still there.
Do you believe in magic?
It's going to take a big wand.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so once we're out of here, we're at Aries going to be at Syracuse next week. I'm not going to be there. I'm off. That's April 25th to the 26th. It's just a couple days. May 2nd through the 3rd, Toledo Funny Bone. That's just a couple days, but I'm going to be there. May 8th through the 10th, Magoobies Joke House in Timonium, Maryland. That is May 8th through the 10th. What do you got? You got something on that?
No, go ahead.
May 16th through the 18th, we're going to be at the Funny Bone in, where are we? In Richmond, Virginia. So we're in the South.
Ding, 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 ding.
No, it's a different kind of South.
Oh, niggas is free there.
May 22nd through the 25th, we're going to be at the Helium in Buffalo, which is kind of kicks off our Canadian tour right after we're done with that on the 25th. The next day, we're going to be in Canada at the Belarus Arts Center. That's May 26th, May 27th, the Olympia, May 28th, Bronson Center for the Arts, May 29th, the Regent Theatre. That's in Ontario. in Oshawa in Ontario. May 30th, Danforth Music Hall in Toronto. That one I think is sold out.
It is.
Yeah, you can put your name on the list, but I think those tickets are all done. May 31st, we're at the Wilbur Theater. We come back into the States for one nighter only. And then Louisville Comedy Club, we're going to be June 6th through the 8th. We'll be there. Followed by June 13th through the 14th in the Omaha Funny Bone. June 19th through the 21st, Wise Guys in Las Vegas. First time there. With another first time following it up, Olson Run Comedy Club, June 26th through the 28th. We're going to be there. And then Margaritaville Resort Casino, which is in Bossier City, Louisiana. That's July 5th, and I'm giving that date out because that is also our first time there. You've never been there, right?
Where?
Margarita Resort and Casino?
No.
Okay, and have you been to the Fitzgerald Theater?
No. Where is that?
That is in St. Paul, Minnesota, which is July 12th. So those are those are new ones. Those are a list of new ones. We got 4 in a row. Wise Guys, Vegas, Olson Run Comedy Club, Eugene. That's going to be fun. Margaritaville Resort and Casino in Louisiana, and then Fitzgerald's in St. Paul, Minnesota. So we got a little run of new stuff going. You can find all these dates on ariesspears.com.
And if you want to write into the podcast, it's Aries Spears 45 at Hotmail. Send some more Steves. I don't want Frank to carry the burden, and I need some more. So some of you get your creative juices flowing and send me some more Steves.
And don't forget to play that funky music.
Song submission. This is from Marquise. His name is Marquise Deshawn. We had spoke on Instagram. Marquise Deshawn. His Instagram is at Marquise Deshawn. That's spelled MarquisDeSean, including his Facebook and YouTube channel as well. I don't know what the name of the song is, but here it is. Marquise Deshawn.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit SpearsburgPod.com.